In the vibrant heart of Hong Kong, a city where glass towers shimmer above bustling streets and neon lights reflect off the waters of Victoria Harbour, there stands a sanctuary of imagination, the Hong Kong Science Museum. Here, curiosity is not confined to textbooks or classrooms. It breathes, glows, and hums with life in every corner. The moment you step inside, the noise of the city fades, replaced by the sounds of discovery, the whir of machines, the crackle of energy, the laughter of children experimenting with wonder. The air feels charged, as if filled with invisible possibilities. You can see the reflections of light bouncing across glass panels, illuminating colorful exhibits that stretch across multiple floors. The architecture itself feels alive, modern lines and open spaces, symbolizing the fusion of art and science. Everywhere you look, something is in motion. A pendulum swings rhythmically in the atrium. A model of the Earth rotates slowly under soft blue lighting. And interactive screens invite your touch, your question, your curiosity. This is not a museum where you merely observe, it's a world where you participate. Here, science is not locked behind glass. It's a living story that unfolds with each experiment, each button pressed, each spark ignited. You don't just see exhibits, you feel them. You don't just read facts, you become part of them. In this place, every sound is a heartbeat of innovation. Every display whispers a challenge. What if we could fly higher, think deeper, build smarter, and dream bigger? From the curious mind of a child pressing a glowing button for the first time, to the awe in an adult rediscovering the joy of learning, the Hong Kong Science Museum reminds us that science isn't only about answers. It's about the thrill of the unknown. Welcome to a place where curiosity takes form, where imagination meets discovery, and where every moment invites you to explore the wonders of the world. Welcome to the Hong Kong Science Museum, where discovery never ends. In the dynamic district of Tsim Sha Tsui East, surrounded by modern skyscrapers, lush city parks, and the shimmering skyline of Victoria Harbour, rises a structure that captures the spirit of innovation, the Hong Kong Science Museum. From the outside, the building is a striking display of modernist architecture, all clean lines, geometric precision, and glass that reflects the rhythm of the city. Its facade gleams beneath the Hong Kong sun, transforming with every passing hour, golden hues in the morning, crystalline reflections at noon, and a gentle glow under the neon city lights at night. As you approach, you notice how the museum seems both inviting and futuristic. Its open layout, glass walls, and metallic accents, symbolizing transparency, knowledge, and the endless reach of discovery. It stands beside the Hong Kong Museum of History, forming a cultural duo that bridges the past and the future. Heritage on one side, innovation on the other. Step closer, and the hum of the city fades into a softer, more curious silence. The entrance opens into a vast atrium that immediately immerses you in a world of light and motion. The ceiling stretches high above, allowing natural sunlight to cascade through wide skylights, illuminating suspended exhibits that seem to float in midair. Polished floors reflect glowing colors from interactive displays, while the air feels charged with quiet excitement. Each wall, each stairway, each corridor has been designed to guide you through a journey of discovery. Where architecture itself becomes part of the learning experience, there's no single path. You can wander freely between galleries, each filled with sound, light, and life. The spacious layout encourages exploration, mirroring the freedom of scientific curiosity itself. The materials steel, glass, and smooth concrete tell their own story of precision and progress. The design speaks the language of both science and art, blending function with inspiration. Every angle, every beam of light, seems to say, here, knowledge is not confined, it expands. Look upward, and you'll see the heart of the museum, the colossal energy machine, stretching across several floors, visible even from the entrance. Its presence ties the architecture together, a symbol of motion, energy, and the interconnectedness of all things. The museum's design isn't just aesthetic, it's philosophical. It represents a journey from observation to participation, from the curiosity that draws you in, to the enlightenment that awaits within. Outside, the bustling city continues, trams, ferries, and the distant skyline of Hong Kong Island, but inside, time slows down. Here, every beam of light, every structural curve, every echoing footstep is part of a grand experiment in human creativity. The Hong Kong Science Museum stands not only as a building, but as a living temple of discovery, a reminder that architecture, like science itself, is an art of imagination, precision, and endless wonder. As you cross the threshold into the Hong Kong Science Museum, the world outside seems to dissolve, replaced by a symphony of light, sound, and motion. The first step feels almost magical. The cool air greets you like a quiet breath of curiosity, carrying the faint hum of machinery and the laughter of discovery that echoes across the vast atrium. The entrance opens into an expansive, multi-level space that seems to stretch endlessly upward. Shafts of natural light stream through glass panels high above, scattering across polished floors and gleaming surfaces. The reflections ripple softly, like sunlight playing across water. Every beam of light feels intentional, designed to illuminate not just exhibits, but the human spirit of wonder itself. In front of you, the energy machine towers into the air, a colossal kinetic sculpture that immediately draws the eye and captures the imagination. Its metal rails twist and turn through space like veins of invention, carrying colorful balls that clatter, roll, and bounce in rhythmic motion. Bells chime, gears spin, and the entire structure seems alive, a heartbeat of science echoing through the hall. The sound is mesmerizing, not noise, but music. The harmonious blend of motion and mechanics creates a rhythm that fills the atrium with life. Each clank, each roll, each chime is a reminder that energy is everywhere, invisible yet ever present, flowing through everything we see and touch. To the left and right, wide staircases and ramps spiral upward, inviting exploration. Above, walkways stretch between levels like bridges of discovery, where visitors lean over railings to watch the energy machine in motion, eyes gleaming with fascination. Children rush forward, their voices filled with awe, their hands reaching for buttons that light up panels or start small experiments. Families pause to take it all in, a parent pointing upward, a child laughing, a camera capturing that moment of first wonder. Every detail of the entrance has been crafted to ignite curiosity from the very first glance. The colors are vibrant blues, silvers, and warm oranges that mimic the tones of light, fire, and electricity. The walls are adorned with flowing designs and illuminated signs that hint at what awaits inside: physics, biology, astronomy, and the endless realms of science. As you walk deeper into the space, you realize something profound. This entrance isn't just a lobby, it's a gateway to imagination. It doesn't introduce the exhibits, it becomes the first exhibit. Every sense is engaged: sight, sound, touch. The scent of polished metal and air conditioning blends with the faint aroma of new technology and excitement. The gentle vibrations from the energy machine travel through the floor, a tactile reminder of the power of motion and energy that defines the museum's heart. Here, science is not distant or academic, it's personal. It's the feeling of pressing a button and watching the world react. It's the spark of a question forming in your mind as you watch motion, light, and sound come together in perfect harmony. The grand entrance sets the tone for everything that follows. A world where curiosity is not just encouraged, it's celebrated. A place where the spirit of discovery begins not in silence, but in joyful noise. You've officially crossed the line between everyday life and the extraordinary. Welcome to the beginning of an unforgettable journey, where every step deeper into the museum brings you closer to the wonders of the universe. At the center of the Hong Kong Science Museum stands a masterpiece of motion, sound, and imagination, the legendary energy machine, rising an astonishing 22 meters high. This colossal kinetic sculpture dominates the atrium, stretching across 4 floors like a living monument to the laws of physics. From the moment you see it, it captures you completely, not just as an exhibit, but as a performance, a visual symphony of science in motion. Its intricate network of tracks, rails, wheels, pulleys, levers, and balls creates a mesmerizing choreography of energy. Dozens of brightly colored balls race through transparent tubes, climb up spiraling lifts, drop into curved funnels, and spin through loops before ringing bells and triggering lights. Every movement feels alive, each collision, each roll, each clang forming part of an orchestrated rhythm that echoes through the vast atrium. You can stand and watch for minutes, even hours, and still find something new each time: a hidden pathway, a clever mechanism, a perfectly timed motion that brings one section to life, just as another resets in a seamless cycle of kinetic artistry. The entire machine represents a simple yet profound idea: the transformation of energy. Potential energy becomes kinetic, motion becomes sound, gravity becomes spectacle. It's not just a display, it's a visual textbook of physics, unfolding in real time before your eyes. As you stand beneath it, the hum of machinery fills the air like a pulse, deep, steady, alive. The balls rise up through motorized lifts on one side, like oxygen rushing through the veins of a mechanical organism. Then, at the top, they are released, cascading downward through twisting tracks, spinning wheels, and chutes that ring with metallic music. Every few seconds, a new wave of motion begins, a never-ending cycle that mirrors the flow of energy in our world. The precision of its engineering is breathtaking. Thousands of interconnected parts working in perfect harmony, all powered by the same invisible forces that drive the universe. Children gaze upward, eyes wide with amazement, trying to follow a single ball's journey from top to bottom. Adults smile, reminded of the childlike joy of discovery, the moment when curiosity turns into understanding. Teachers stand nearby, explaining the concepts of motion, friction, and momentum, but in truth, no explanation is needed. The energy machine teaches itself. You can feel its vibrations through the floor, a gentle tremor that connects you physically to the science it represents. The metallic sound of rolling balls blends with the soft murmur of the crowd, creating an atmosphere of continuous excitement. Every loop and lever is a metaphor for how the universe works, motion begetting motion. cause leading to effect, energy never lost but constantly transformed. It's both a scientific instrument and a work of art, a fusion of engineering, precision, and creative expression. At night, when the museum's lights dim and soft illumination falls upon the structure, it glows like a sculpture of energy itself, golden reflections shimmering on steel and glass. Even then, silent or still, it seems to breathe, as if it carries the pulse of discovery within it. The energy machine is not just the centerpiece of the Hong Kong Science Museum. It is its heart beating endlessly, beautifully, and tirelessly. A symbol of motion, a testament to human ingenuity, and a reminder that behind every invention, every discovery, and every leap of science, there is always energy, unseen, unstoppable, and eternal. As you ascend from the grand atrium, guided by the rhythmic hum of the energy machine, you step into one of the museum's most dynamic and exhilarating spaces, the Motion Hall. Here, the abstract laws of physics shed their complexity and come alive through color, movement, and play. The air buzzes with excitement, a blend of laughter, curiosity, and the worry sounds of experiments in action. This is not a silent gallery of objects behind glass. It's a living workshop where you can see, touch, and feel the forces that govern our world. The moment you enter, your eyes are drawn to a sweeping panorama of interactive exhibits, wheels spinning, pendulums swinging, gyroscopes twisting, and platforms balancing in perfect harmony. The walls are adorned with bold graphics illustrating the principles of motion, velocity, inertia, acceleration, and gravity, turning complex theories into vibrant, tactile experiences. Children rush to a giant rotating disc, stepping onto it with gleeful laughter as they feel the pull of centrifugal force. Nearby, a balance beam invites visitors to test equilibrium, learning intuitively how weight distribution affects stability. Every movement here is a lesson, every laugh, an experiment in disguise. One corner features a towering loop-to-loop track, where a small steel ball races through a spiral before shooting upward, demonstrating the relationship between speed, height, and gravity. Another exhibit lets you control a hover puck gliding effortlessly over a cushion of air, a vivid lesson in friction, or rather, the lack of it. Each display is designed not to lecture, but to invite participation. Touchscreens glow softly beside every station, offering challenges like can you predict the motion, or can you balance the forces? They turn every visitor, child, student, or adult into a scientist, experimenting through play. The soundscape of the Motion Hall is a melody of discovery, the gentle thud of weights, the clicking of gears, the whoosh of air, and the soft murmur of voices sharing realization. The lighting changes subtly across the room, bright where activity thrives, dimmer in contemplative corners where visitors pause to watch and wonder. One of the most captivating exhibits sits at the center, a giant gyroscope. When set in motion, its wheel spins with incredible stability, defying the pull of gravity. The demonstrator invites you to place your hand on it, and as you do, you feel a force resisting your push, as if the gyroscope itself has a mind of its own. It's a perfect embodiment of angular momentum, an invisible but undeniable truth. You can literally feel in your palms. Every detail in this hall, from the layout to the color palette, is designed to embody energy in motion. The floors are marked with lines and arrows, subtly guiding your eye and footsteps, mirroring the flow of kinetic energy itself. Even the ceiling panels, shaped like rippling waves, seem to vibrate with the invisible dance of forces. Here, learning feels effortless. A child spinning a wheel becomes a physicist without knowing it. A parent holding a pendulum becomes a teacher without realizing it. And a moment of laughter becomes a moment of understanding. The Motion Hall transforms theory into experience. It replaces abstract formulas with sensation, allowing everyone to feel the power of acceleration, inertia, and momentum deep within their bones. Standing amidst the swirling energy of this space, you realize something profound, that physics isn't cold or distant. It's alive. It's in every breath, every step, every heartbeat. This hall reminds you that motion is life itself, constant, evolving, unstoppable. And in this museum, motion doesn't just explain the world, it invites you to become part of it. Step away from the motion and mechanics of the physical world, and you enter a new realm, one that beats, breathes, and thinks. Welcome to the Life Science Hall, where the focus shifts inward from the forces that move the universe to the extraordinary machine that powers every one of us, the human body. The atmosphere changes as you cross the threshold. The sounds here are softer, the rhythmic thump of a digital heartbeat, the gentle pulse of light tracing across translucent walls, the quiet awe of visitors drawn into the intimate story of life itself. The lighting turns warmer, almost organic, wrapping the exhibits in a soft glow that feels alive. Before you stretches a world within a world, interactive displays, anatomical models, digital projections, and holographic organs that move and react to your touch. You are no longer just observing biology, you are immersed in it. At the center stands a breathtaking installation, a three-dimensional human body model glowing with shifting light. Layers of skin, muscle, and bone peel away in a symphony of motion, revealing the intricacies of the body's systems. Arteries pulse with simulated blood flow. Neurons flash with signals of thought, and lungs expand and contract in slow, mesmerizing rhythm. It's a living sculpture, both scientific and poetic, showing how billions of microscopic interactions sustain life every moment. Move closer, and you'll find interactive exhibits that let you explore every system. The circulatory zone, where you can trace the path of blood as it flows through a transparent body model, glowing red and blue to mark oxygen's journey. The respiratory station, where digital screens show how each breath delivers life and how pollution and stress can alter that perfect rhythm. The digestive adventure, an animated tunnel that takes you on a playful but educational ride through the human digestive tract, explaining how energy is created from what we eat. Nearby, a series of microscopic stations reveal what the naked eye cannot see: cells dividing, bacteria swimming, DNA strands unraveling like luminous ribbons. Through magnified lenses, visitors witness the universe inside themselves. A cosmos of life, smaller than a grain of dust, yet infinitely complex. In one corner, a display called the Brain and Beyond lights up with neural activity. A massive interactive brain sculpture glows with colors that represent thoughts and emotions. Touch a sensor, and the colors shift, simulating the electrical storms that race through our neurons when we think, dream, or feel. The effect is stunning, a tangible glimpse into consciousness itself. For many, this hall becomes a quiet moment of reflection. Children watch, fascinated, as heart monitors mirror their pulse in real time. Parents explain how life begins, how the body heals, how every heartbeat carries the story of survival. It's not just science on display, it's humanity in motion and in miracle. The deeper you walk, the more the exhibits remind you of connection, that the same atoms forming the stars also form the cells in our blood, that every breath we take links us to the world around us, that life itself is the most intricate and beautiful system ever created. The Life Science Hall is both humbling and empowering. It reminds you that inside every human being is a galaxy of motion, a harmony of systems that never sleep, never stop, never give up. It teaches that to understand the universe, we must first understand ourselves, and that the most complex machine in existence is not built of steel or wires, but of muscle, thought, and heart. As you step out of the Life Science Hall, the gentle hum of exhibits fades, but something within you feels illuminated, a quiet awareness that every beat, every breath, every thought is a miracle of science, and a reminder that life itself is the most profound discovery of all. Leaving behind the organic rhythm of the Life Science Hall, you step into a world defined by circuits, lights, and sound, the dazzling pulse of progress. This is the Technology and Innovation Zone, where science transforms from observation to creation, and imagination becomes invention. The first thing you notice is the glow. The space is bathed in electric blues and silvers, reflecting the essence of the digital age. Walls shimmer with holographic projections. Screens display streams of data flowing like rivers of light. It feels like stepping into the future, but one built by human hands. Thought by human minds, a quiet hum of energy fills the air. Computers processing, robotic arms moving, LED grids flickering in rhythmic sequence. It's not chaos, it's choreography. Every click, every flicker, every motion represents progress, a story of how technology has shaped, and continues to shape, the world around us. At the entrance, an illuminated display titled From Sparks to Silicon traces the evolution of technology from the first mechanical calculators to quantum computers. You can see the history unfold before your eyes. Tiny brass gears giving way to silicon wafers, typewriters evolving into sleek tablets, and massive communication towers shrinking into handheld devices that connect billions across the planet. To your left, a glowing tunnel leads into the telecommunication gallery. Here, the walls pulsed with sound and color, showing how information travels through invisible waves. You can send your voice through light beams, decode messages in Morse, or simulate a video call using vintage equipment. A living tribute to how far we've come in just a few decades. In the Computer World Zone, rows of interactive exhibits invite you to explore coding, artificial intelligence, and digital logic. A massive display of binary lights flickers like a heartbeat, ones and zeros forming the language of the modern age. Nearby, a robot arm responds to visitor movements, sketching shapes in the air with graceful precision. Every gesture, every line of code behind it, speaks of human ingenuity, the marriage of logic and creativity. At the center stands one of the most captivating installations, a humanoid robot that interacts with visitors. It moves its head, blinks, and even responds to simple questions. Its voice, soft but synthetic, echoes through the gallery. Hello, visitor. Would you like to learn how I think? It's a chillingly beautiful reminder that we are no longer imagining the future, we are living it. Further ahead, the Innovation Workshop area buzzes with hands-on experiments. Visitors can assemble circuits, pilot drones, and program miniature robots. The room is filled with focused energy, the quiet excitement of creation. Children guide robotic cars through obstacle courses, learning how sensors and algorithms mimic human senses. Adults marvel at 3D printers, layering material into shape, one microscopic line at a time, transforming raw data into solid form. On one wall, a large interactive screen invites you to design the future. By touching it, you can build your own concept city, powered by renewable energy, connected through smart systems, and sustained by innovation. As you adjust parameters, you watch the city evolve, the skyline rising, transportation adapting, lights flickering to life. It's more than a simulation, it's a glimpse into the possibilities of tomorrow. The hum of machinery fades into a deeper thought. Technology is not just invention, it is a reflection of who we are, and who we want to become. The final section of the hall displays a quote projected onto the wall in radiant white light. Innovation is the bridge between imagination and reality. Standing before it, you feel both awe and responsibility, for every invention we create carries the echo of our choices, our dreams, and our humanity. As you leave the technology and innovation zone, the lights behind you seem to pulse like a heartbeat, a symbol of the ever-advancing rhythm of progress. Here, in the Hong Kong Science Museum, technology is not portrayed as cold or mechanical, but as something alive, evolving, and deeply human. This hall reminds you that the future isn't waiting to arrive, it's already here, glowing brightly in the hands of those curious enough to create it. As you move deeper into the Hong Kong Science Museum, the soundscape shifts again, from the electronic hum of machines to something quieter, more contemplative. The lights dim, the air feels cooler, and before you, two worlds unfold, the fragile beauty of Earth and the infinite mystery of space. This is the museum's most profound realm, a place that reminds you of your place in the vastness of existence. Here, science isn't just about progress, it's about perspective. The first section immerses you in the story of our planet. The Environmental Conservation Gallery. The walls come alive with projections of oceans, forests, and skies, vast panoramas of nature's brilliance and fragility. A soft sound of wind and birds fills the air, interrupted occasionally by the distant rumble of thunder. In the center, a glowing blue sphere rotates slowly, a digital Earth suspended in space. Its surface shimmers with data, global temperatures, ocean currents, and carbon emissions. With a touch of your hand on the surrounding panels, you can watch continents light up with patterns of pollution or regrowth. The planet responds in real time, showing how each human action ripples across ecosystems. Nearby, a massive screen called the Living Planet Wall tells stories of climate change and sustainability. You see glaciers melting, coral reefs fading, forests regrowing, not through words, but through breathtaking visuals. Every frame feels like a plea and a promise, a reminder that science can heal what it helps us understand. The exhibits here are deeply interactive. You can experiment with models that demonstrate renewable energy, spinning a turbine to generate electricity, or angling solar panels towards simulated sunlight. Each action reveals a truth that the future of our planet depends on the balance between innovation and respect. Then, as you follow the curve of the gallery, the light changes. Soft blue fades into deep black. The walls expand into infinity. You've entered the space exploration zone, a journey far beyond Earth's fragile boundaries. The ceiling transforms into a field, thousands of tiny lights twinkling in the darkness above. Planets hang suspended, slowly rotating, each one glowing with ethereal light. In the distance, a projection of the Milky Way stretches across an entire wall, a river of cosmic brilliance that seems to pull you into its depths. At the center, a replica satellite hangs in midair, its solar panels gleaming under spotlights. Next to it, a scale model of a space shuttle invites you to step inside and experience the thrill of human exploration. Inside the cabin, glowing screens simulate takeoff, engines roaring, the countdown echoing, your seat vibrating as if you're truly breaking through the atmosphere. Everywhere you look, the exhibits bridge science and wonder. A display lets you steer a virtual spacecraft through the solar system, weaving between planets and moons. Another station teaches orbital mechanics by letting you launch digital rockets, showing how gravity bends the path of flight. And in a quiet corner, holograms of astronauts float in midair, recounting humanity's greatest journeys, from Yuri Gagarin's first orbit to the Mars rovers exploring a world millions of miles away. There's a profound stillness in this space, broken only by the soft echo of celestial sounds, the hum of stars, the rhythm of the cosmos recreated through ambient frequencies. Children gaze upward, whispering to their parents, "Are we really that small?" And adults stand silent, humbled by the immensity before them. Together, the environmental and space exhibits form a single truth, that we are part of something far greater than ourselves. That the same laws of physics guiding a falling leaf also steer a planet through the void. That caring for Earth and exploring the stars are not opposites, they are reflections of the same human desire to understand, to protect, and to reach beyond. As you exit this section, you pass under a glowing inscription suspended in midair. The universe is not somewhere else. It begins right here. And in that moment, you feel the connection between earth and sky, between nature and science, between curiosity and the infinite. Here, the Hong Kong Science Museum reminds you not only of what we can achieve, but what we must preserve: our home, our planet, and the endless sky beyond it. As you leave the vastness of space and return to the heart of the Hong Kong Science Museum, the atmosphere shifts again from cosmic silence to joyful sound. Laughter, chatter, and the rhythmic clatter of hands-on experiments fill the air. This is the soul of the museum, where science becomes play, and learning becomes an adventure shared by all ages. You've entered the family and education zone, a place designed not just to teach, but to ignite curiosity, where parents, children, and students explore side by side. The space feels alive, bright, colorful, buzzing with the energy of discovery. Walls burst with murals of galaxies, DNA strands, and electric circuits blending into one another, a living mosaic of human knowledge. In the Children's Discovery Gallery, young explorers crawl through tunnels shaped like giant cells, slide down ramps mimicking magnetic fields, and turn wheels that set off a chain reaction of gears, lights, and sound. Every exhibit is a question disguised as a game. What happens if I push this? Why does that spin faster? How does this light up? The answers come not from reading, but from doing. At one corner, a large water table draws a crowd. Here, kids create currents, build dams, and watch as miniature boats navigate the artificial waves. Each ripple reveals a simple truth, that science is everywhere, even in play. Nearby, a parent kneels beside their child, both smiling as they guide marbles through a maze powered by magnetism. Moments like these turn learning into memory, something that will stay with a child long after they leave. The Science Live Theater sits just beyond, its stage glowing in deep blue light. Crowds gather for interactive demonstrations, chemical reactions that burst into color, dry ice clouds that roll across the floor, and levitation experiments that make the impossible seem real. The host, wearing a white lab coat and a bright smile, turns each performance into a story full of humor, drama, and awe. When liquid nitrogen meets boiling water, a massive plume of fog erupts toward the ceiling, and the audience gasps in unison. Science has become spectacle. In the learning hubs nearby, students from across Hong Kong gather for workshops and competitions. Some are building robotic arms, others designing eco-friendly cities with 3D printed models. The air hums with quiet focus, a mix of collaboration, curiosity, and pride. Mentors move between tables, guiding, encouraging, challenging. Here, science is not a subject. It's a conversation, a dialogue between generations. One particularly popular program is the Junior Science Lab, where kids don goggles and gloves to conduct real experiments, mixing acids and bases, examining crystals through microscopes, or measuring the density of liquids. Each small success brings a spark of joy, the pure thrill of discovery that the museum was built to inspire. Events aren't confined within walls either. The museum often spills its magic into the city with science carnivals, outdoor exhibitions, and nighttime telescope viewings. Imagine a crowd gathered on the Hong Kong Promenade, peering through telescopes at Saturn's rings, guided by museum staff who transform the night sky into a classroom without borders. Throughout the year, the museum also hosts STEM festivals, where innovators and inventors from across Asia come together to showcase technology, art, and ideas. Children code robots while university students present futuristic designs, drones, AI models, and each booth feels like a small piece of the future being born right before your eyes. What truly makes this section special is not the exhibits, but the emotion that fills the air. It's the sound of a child's wow, the sparkle in a teacher's eyes, the laughter of a family sharing discovery. It's the realization that science is not just for scientists, it's for everyone. As you move toward the exit of this hall, a sign glows above the doorway, inscribed with simple yet powerful words. To understand is to play is to learn is to grow. You pause, watching families take photos, teachers lead students, and visitors leave with smiles and questions. In that moment, you understand what the Hong Kong Science Museum truly offers. Not just knowledge, but inspiration. A spark that begins in wonder and grows into a lifelong love for discovery. The lights dim once more as you approach the end of your journey through the Hong Kong Science Museum. But unlike most endings, this one doesn't feel like a conclusion. It feels like the beginning of something greater. You turn back for one last look, and the sights and sounds of the museum unfold like a living memory. The laughter of children in the Discovery Zone, the rhythmic hum of machines in the Technology Hall, the hush of wonder beneath the stars in the Space Gallery. Every corner, every sound, every flicker of light whispers the same message. Curiosity is infinite. Standing near the exit, a towering glass wall reveals the city outside Hong Kong's skyline glowing in the evening light. Skyscrapers shimmer like constellations. Neon reflections ripple across Victoria Harbor. And you realize something profound, that the spirit of discovery doesn't end at the museum's doors. It continues out there, in every street, in every idea, in every person bold enough to ask why. A projection fades in across the wall, a cascade of words that seems to breathe with motion. Science is not a subject. It is a story written by all of us. You watch as images of inventors, scientists, children, and dreamers appear within the letters, each one part of the same timeless pursuit of understanding. As soft orchestral music rises, a voice. Inspiring and filled with warmth, begins to speak. Every discovery begins with a question. Every invention starts with a spark. And every mind, no matter how small, holds the power to change the world. You take a slow breath. The feeling is both humbling and electrifying. The museum has not just shown you science, it has invited you to be part of it, to experiment, to question, to imagine. Outside, the night has fallen, and the city pulses with life, the same kind of restless energy that fills the museum halls. In a way, Hong Kong itself feels like an extension of the exhibits inside, a living example of innovation, resilience, and progress built upon curiosity. As you step into the open air, you carry something invisible yet powerful, a spark, the kind that begins as a moment of wonder but grows into the fire of discovery. And you realize that the real science museum is not just a place, it's a mindset. It's the way we look at the world, the way we marvel at the unknown, and the way we dare to keep asking questions, even when the answers seem out of reach. The final image before you fade out is the museum itself, glowing softly against the Hong Kong night, its glass panels reflecting the stars, as if reminding us that knowledge and wonder are forever connected. And with that, the voice returns one last time, calm, poetic. Certain, the Hong Kong Science Museum is more than a building. It's a journey through invention, imagination, and the infinite possibilities of the human mind. Discovery doesn't end here. It begins with you. Fade to black. Soft music swells. End screen appears with the museum's name, your channel logo, and the words, "Stay curious. Keep discovering."